Howdy, my name is Bob Burns. I am the class of 1974. I am currently the site manager and advisor for Parsons Calvalry here at Texas A&M. We're located here at what is called Fiddler's Green. This facility was opened up in one form or another in the late 70s. We are located right now in a brand new tack room, which was donated by Artie and Dorothy McFerrin. And we've been in this building for 2 years, but up on this site for the last 40 plus years. Parsons Calvalry was begun by the class of 1974. In the spring of 1973, the 3 members of that class approached the commandant, Tom Parsons, and requested that they be allowed to start a horse cavalry unit in the tradition of the horse cavalry units that had been disbanded at A&M prior to World War II. They had acquired an advisor named John Fritz, who was the executive director of the U.S. Olympic Committee, and he was also a very staunch cavalry supporter. And he had agreed to help them establish that unit. The university gave them 5 acres and an old Army barracks out at what is now Realist Campus. And the cadets went out there and fenced the grounds and cleaned out the barracks, got saddle racks, and moved our operations into that area. Originally, all the horses were owned by the cadets or borrowed by the cadets and were not owned by the university. The training was done under Dean Fritz's direction by a woman who was an English writing instructor here named Ann Holland. Her husband was assigned to be the first military advisor. So we just kind of started out, went to work, and began feeding our horses and moving our horses around. We got trailers, personal trailers, set up events, and began the tradition of riding into Kyle Field. Took a lot to convince the athletic department of that. At that time, Kyle Field was used as a running track for athletics, and so we had to make sure the track was clean and do all of those kind of things that we still do to this day.
So you were out at what was then called the research annex with the horses yourself?
I was. There were 28 of us, and we did all the work. It was all seniors. There were no underclassmen. We did all the work. We built the facilities. We maintained the horses. We did all the feeding. That was our entire operation.
And you were trying to reestablish a tradition. Did you know a whole lot about the previous cavalry, and what sort of tradition did you establish? Because here we are now 40-some years later.
Well, we personally had no knowledge really of past events. Dean Fritz was a very knowledgeable cavalry person, and he knew tradition. He felt that we were all seniors, which are officers in the Corps, and that officers in the cavalry rode English saddles. So he got the Association of Former Students to buy Steuben English saddles. None of us had ever really even seen an English saddle. And so he taught us how to ride, and the unit performed on those saddles up until the early 2000s. You
weren't at what's now Relis for long. As you said, you moved to this site. Let's fast forward to today. Talk about what the Parsons Mounted Cavalry means to not only the cadets, but to the university as well.
Well, this is one of the most visible symbols of A&M currently. We're the largest horse cavalry, artillery, quartermaster unit in the world, probably, for sure, at universities. We're very visible on campus in all public events. We move in and out, go everywhere that the Corps goes, Corps trips. We also make about 30 public appearances a year in one form or another. We've moved from being just a riding unit to being a leadership laboratory. So the cadets do everything here. They do all the planning, they do all the feeding, they do all the horse care, maintenance, they do all the training under my supervision, but they have an opportunity to work in this environment really at no cost to them. The university and a lot of very generous donors support this program. We're currently, in the fall, we'll have 71 horses and mules. We service about 120 cadets.
And who's that behind you?
These are two of my incoming seniors. Matt on the left is our incoming XO, and Mary is one of our operating seniors. They're here as student workers this summer, so they're just kind of going through a tacking procedure for you. This is Grant, and he is a famous horse in our unit. He's a therapeutic horse. We have a therapeutic riding program along with a veterans riding program, and he's a superstar in that program. But he's also used the COs ride him. He's pulled the cannon before. He's done every job we have here.